rishis, right? Like Raj Rishi, Brahma Rishi, and everyone, right? And we saw what the story of Dashrath Maharaj, how he became the king of Dharma, and how his ancestors ruled Ayodhya, right?
Yes.
Yes. And then what did we see?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Vishwamitra story.
Ah, yes, Vishwamitra's story, yes, comes later on. But before that, some of the stories we talked before that. We saw the name giving, like we saw how,
Name giving ceremony. Then
before that. We saw about Dashrath Maharaj had a daughter.
Yes.
Remember? And the daughter married whom? The daughter was given to another king, right?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Aryan. Right? Because the king's kingdom didn't have proper rainfall, right? Who was he?
Yes.
You remember? No? All of you forgot? The initial chapters where, the Rishi didn't have a mother. Remember? And he was born, and then they had to marry Dashrath Maharaj's daughter, and then they performed the horse sacrifice, right? Ashwamedha Yajna. And then
Rishi Shringan.
Mataji?
Rishi Shringan.
Rishi Shringa, correct. Thank you, Mataji. Very good. Rishi Shringa. Okay. So good. So Rishi Shringa performed two yagas. One was the horse sacrifice, which is Ashwamedha Yajna, and the second one was to have sons. What was the yajna name called? Mataji?
Putra Samruddhi Yog. Like that.
Correct. So it is what? Any
Son.
Kameshti Yajna.
Awesome.
So they performed Putra Kameshti Yajna, and out of the sacrifice, a celestial person appeared and they gave the kheer. Okay. And then it was divided between the 3 queens, and later the 4 sons were born. Okay. Who were there? Lord Rama, Bharata, good.
Lakshmana,
Shatrughna, very good. And who are the queens? The 3 primary queens.
Kaushalya, Kaikeyi, Sumitra.
Very good. The youngest queen was
Kaikeyi.
very good. Okay, and then what happened after that? We saw the name giving ceremony, right? Of the 4 brothers, right? In what stars they were born, constellation, and everything. Yes. And then we saw the Balakanda, like the Bala Leela of the 4 brothers. Okay. Later we saw how Vasishtha Muni came and asked Dashrath Maharaj that he wanted to take Rama and Lakshmana. For what?
Some asuras are disturbing the yajnas of the sages. Oh.
Correct. And Manshi what?
Marichi and Subahu.
Very good. Marichi, Subahu, and one more demon. Tataki, right? So they go on the journey, okay, where they listen to different stories, and they go to the place. Okay, and what is the sage? Vasishtha Muni's thing called? The hermitage. What is the ashrama's name? We discussed. Siddhashram. Very good. Okay, so Vishwamitra's Muni's ashram name was Siddhashram. Okay, so there they came, they helped, okay, and the sacrifice and all the things went well. Okay, the homam was successful, and Marichi was kicked. Okay, and and Subahu was dead. Okay, on the spot. Okay, so after that, what happened? They go to the they wanted to go to Mithila, right? So from there, the journey to Mithila starts. So what happens in the journey? Rama meets who? They go to the hermitage of which Muni? That Muni cursed his own wife also.
Gautama
Rishi.
Yeah, very good. Gautama. Yeah, so he goes to the ashrama of Gautama Rishi, and there he sees a woman who's turned into a stone. Okay, so that was who? What was the woman's name?
Ahalya.
Ahalya, very good. Over there, so as soon as Rama's feet touches Ahalya's body, she becomes normal, right? And in the meanwhile, we also saw the story of a king of Ghadi. Okay, so Ghadi's son's name was?
Vishwamitra.
Very good. So we saw the story, the whole lineage of Vishwamitra Muni. Okay. And then what happens after all of this is discussed? They all go to Mithila, and over there, Janaka Maharaj welcomes all of them. Okay. And then he shows them the mighty bow, and we see how Sita Devi lifted that bow. There were two stories. Okay. And Rama lifts the bow, he strings it, and he also breaks it. Okay. And after this, the whole marriage ceremony of Rama happens, and along with that, even the other three brothers get married. And then after the marriage is over, who do they meet on the way back to Ayodhya? Who does Rama encounter on his way back?
Parashurama.
Parashurama, very good. And then what happens? What does Parashurama do? Parashurama challenges, right? Rama, right? With the bow of
Lord Vishnu.
Lord Vishnu, very good. Okay, so that we saw, and at last he also strings that. Okay, he shoots an arrow on Parashurama, and that is over. Now everyone comes back to Ayodhya. Okay, so with this Balakanda ends. Okay, now we will start Ayodhya Kanda. Okay, so Ayodhya Kanda is very, very significant because the story is very long. Ayodhya Kanda and Yuddha Kanda are very big chapters, the big kandas of Ramayana. Okay, because the story is very important also. Okay, so you all have to listen carefully, take a notebook and note everything down. Okay. Okay, so now we start this story where everyone comes back to Ayodhya, right? All the brothers are married, but they are married in a very young age. Okay, they have just finished Gurukulam, but they have not finished their military training. So now what happens is Lakshmana and Rama remain here. Okay, but whereas Bharata and Shatrughna, they go to Kekaya kingdom. You know, right? That is Kaikeyi's kingdom. Okay, because what happens? Kaikeyi brother comes and he is like, we want, because Rama is there, right, to rule Ayodhya. So maybe in the future, Bharata should take over the Kekaya, kingdom, because they didn't have any sons. So I feel we have to train, both Bharata, and along with wherever Bharata is, Shatrughna always follows. Okay, like how wherever Rama is, Lakshmana is. So now what happens? Kaikeyi had a brother. Does anyone know what is the name of the brother? His name is Yuddhajit. Okay.
Mataji, can you repeat the name?
It's called Yuddhajit. Yuddhajit. Okay. So under his guidance, okay, both of them were sent to the kingdom of Kekaya. Okay. So now what happens? Now these brothers are gone, right? Now only Rama and Lakshmana were there. Now automatically Dasharatha Maharaj, who is already attached to Lord Rama, became even more attached to Lord Rama. Okay. And all of them were doing their military training. And Rama, right, he's such a, he's Lord Vishnu himself, right? So all the people in the kingdom loved Lord Rama. Okay, Lord Rama loved them equally also. Okay, so everyone was so happy with Lord Rama. So now what happens one day? He learns all kinds of arts. Okay, how to be a chariot driver, how to do swordsmanship, how to how to maintain this military formation. A king. Okay, when you're in Gurukul, you learn the skill. Okay, but when you are about to go through military training, you learn how to form armies and everything. So Maharaj Dasharatha had become very significantly old, okay, by this time. So now he has become old and he's been ruling for 60,000 years, okay, as a king. 1,000 years he's been ruling as a king. Now he wants to give the kingdom to Lord Rama, okay, because now he has become old. So he thinks that, this is the time and you can just I want my son to become the king, and all the people in the kingdom love Lord Rama so much. So, I think this is the best decision. Okay, so what happens? Dasharatha Maharaj, he takes the decision of making Lord Rama the king. But before he makes anything, he first needs to take the suggestions of all the ministers. Okay, so what happens? He gathers all the ministers of Ayodhya and everyone assemble over there. And all of them decide that Rama will take up the throne. Okay, and everyone is so happy, everyone is cheering, and they were like, tomorrow is a very auspicious day. Okay, so it is a constellation where Pushyami Nakshatra will appear. Okay, so that day we will make sure that Rama receives the coronation. Okay, the whole making him the king ceremony. It's such a last minute thing. Okay, they just decided and tomorrow he's going to become a king. Okay, so all the arrangements also started happening so fast. Okay, so fast, in such a fast speed that everyone in the kingdom were happy. At the same time, they were also very overwhelmed, right? Because so many things have to also be done. Now what happens with the help of Vashishta Muni? Okay, Dashrath Maharaj, asks him to prepare for all the ceremonies that's required for him to take up the throne. And then he asks his minister. Okay, now who is Dashrath Maharaj's minister? What is the
Vashishta Muni.
Minister.
Sumatra.
Sumantra, correct. Sumantra was the minister of Dashrath Maharaj. Okay, so now what happens? He asks Sumantra to go and to call Lord Rama to inform about this good news. Okay, so now what happens? Lord Rama enters into the royal chamber. Okay, back in those days, there were different palaces for different people. Okay, so to come from Rama's palace, because he's already married, right? So from his palace to come to Dashrath Maharaj's palace, he has to take a chariot. Okay, so Rama is coming. He's very anxious because they called him so early in the morning. His father has called, so he drives the chariot so fast and he comes to the main palace of Dashrath Maharaj. Okay, over there, Dashrath Maharaj will tell that it is my desire that I have ruled this kingdom for 60,000 years. Okay, now I want to retire and I want to give this palace to you. I mean, the whole kingdom, the palace, everything. Okay, and I just want to be peace. Okay, this is my last wish. I have had a lot of wishes in my life. My last wish is to see you become a king. Okay, so this way he says, and Lord Rama is also like, Lord Rama doesn't have any expression. He's neither happy, he's neither sad. Rama's expression is always constant. Okay, only when Sita Devi is kidnapped, okay, later on, only then Rama's expression will change. But throughout Ramayana, okay, he has this constant. He's not too happy, he's not too sad for any situation. So now the same thing. Now he's following the orders of his father. Okay, so he's like, okay, as you have instructed me, I will try my best, to become the king. So what happens? As soon as this happens, he goes to his mother. Who is Rama's mother?
Kaushalya.
Yeah. So immediately Rama goes to Kaushalya and he tells the good news, and Kaushalya is very happy. Okay, so everyone is very joyous. Everyone is in the preparation. Now what happens after everything? Okay, is done. Everyone wants to rest now. Okay, so some of them are performing pujas, and all the citizens in the Ayodhya are preparing for the the big coronation day. Similarly, Maharaj Dasharatha wanted to rest for some time. Okay, so what happens is he comes to his chamber. As soon as he enters the chamber and he starts to sleep, he starts getting very bad dreams, like very, very, very bad dreams. Okay, dreams of like something bad is going to happen tomorrow, such things. So immediately he knows that there are certain things which are not right with him right now, astrologically. So he's been having all these kind of dreams. So immediately he'll call Rama, and Rama also comes and he'll be like, see, I want your coronation first thing in the morning. It was supposed to be in the evening. Okay, but tomorrow early morning you will have a coronation. So you and Sita, both of you, keep a fast. Okay, so before any yajna, yaga, or this kind of ceremony happens, people keep a fast. So you're pure. Okay, so Dashrath Maharaj will request Rama to keep a fast, and things will be going on a very drastic speed. Okay, now comes the problem. Okay, so the whole city is preparing in the night, right? Because tomorrow early morning is the coronation. The whole city is, it's like morning, it's not like night. Okay, there are whole lights in the streets, everyone is lighting up lamps and everything. The city is so beautiful, and suddenly Mantra will be like, why is there so many noise coming from outside? So she'll go to the top of the palace, okay, the roof, and she goes and she checks, and the whole city is bright, everyone is happy, everyone is awake in the night. Okay, so she goes and she asks one of the maid servants of Kaushalya. Okay, so tell me what's happening, why the city is so busy and why is everyone is involved in some kind of things. And then the maid servant tells that, oh, you didn't know Rama is going to be the king of Ayodhya. So the ceremony is tomorrow morning. So hence, all the preparations are going for this. And Mantra didn't know this. Okay, all of you know who Mantra is?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think one of the Matajis have told you, right? Good association and bad association. Okay. So Mantra and Mantra are examples of this. Okay. So Mantra is good association and Mantra is bad association. We'll discuss how. Okay, and why. Now, Mantra has a very interesting backstory. Okay. So what happens is Mantra was a celestial yaksha, means a kind of like animal, okay, like a deer, in her previous life. So now what happens is, in her previous life, she was celestial deer, and she had a beautiful daughter deer also. Now, what happened once her daughter deer and her the daughter's husband were together? That's when the king of Kaikeyi, like the father of Kaikeyi, okay, he comes on a hunt, and while hunting, okay, he kills this male demon. Okay, so as soon as he kills the male demon, the female, not the demon, the male deer. Okay, he kills the male deer in hunting process. So what happens? The female deer is crying and she runs to her mother, who is Mantra. Okay, she's also, but she's a celestial deer, which means she has some kind of powers. So now what happens is, as soon as she comes, Mantra takes her daughter to the sea, and they both see, okay, the son-in-law, and she feels very sad, and she asks the king, can you please remove the bow? Because they're animals, right? They can't remove the bow from the body. If you remove the bow, I can heal the deer, because I'm a celestial deer. But Kaikeyi's father didn't listen to all this, okay? And what happened? He again shot another arrow at the Mantra, okay, when she was a deer. Now, what happened when Mantra was passing away in the previous life? She cursed, okay, like how I had to see, okay, my daughter's husband died. You will also face a very similar situation. Now, tell me what happened. So, Mantra is reborn now, okay. Now that king, Kaikeyi's father, has to see Kaikeyi lose her husband Dashrath Maharaj, right? Because Dashrath Maharaj, once Rama leaves, he will die, right? So this was a past life of Mantra. Okay, so all of you remember this is the past life of Mantra. She was a celestial deer. We will continue the story. Okay. Now, Mantra is actually one of the servants sent by, the Kaikeyi, okay, kingdom, the Kaikaya kingdom, along with Kaikeyi. So she was there with Kaikeyi since she was born. Okay, so she's a very old lady, and Kaikeyi respects her because she had a hunchback. Hunchback in the sense like you have your back hunched like this. Correct. So now what happens is she comes to Kaikeyi and she's like, do you know what is happening outside? They're decorating the streets, and do you know Rama is going to get coronated? And she's like, wow, that's such a good decision my husband has taken. Now, what is wrong with this? Why are you coming and screaming at me? Okay, because Mantra was screaming at Kaikeyi. You don't know what is happening. Everyone is celebrating this so much. Can't you see that your son is not going to become the king? Rama is going to become the king. And then what happens? Kaikeyi says, very nice thing. Okay, she says, Rama is equal to my son. And he shows more affection than my own son does to me. Okay, and he treats me better than his own mother. Okay, then why am I to be sad that Rama is getting the kingdom? Now what happens? Mantra keeps insisting, okay, the bad things on her and telling her everything. And she tells, remember, when Dashrath Maharaj married you, okay, he promised that he will make your son the king, right? Now, did you forget it? And then Kaikeyi again defends, saying, it's fine because that time he didn't have any sons, right? So if I got a son, my son will become the king. But now Rama is the eldest. Okay, so according to Kshatriya Dharma, Rama should be the king. Again, Mantra scolds. You don't know what's going to happen. You women. She doesn't even respect Kaikeyi at this point. She'll be like, you woman, you're destroying your own future. Because of you, even my future is going to be destroyed, Because if you let Rama become the king, okay, then what will happen? Kaushalya will receive more attention. Okay. So automatically, Dashrath Maharaj will not like you as much as he did before. So Kaushalya will be more important to him. And also Bharata will be, serving Lord Rama, okay? And he will also not get so much significance. So now what happens? Kaikeyi will slowly come into the trap of Mantra, okay? Because now her son has come into the picture, right? So she can't imagine Bharata being a servant of Lord Rama. So slowly something bad association leads to bad things, right? So what happens? Kaikeyi also, so Mantra also reminds Kaikeyi, okay, about all these, stupid things that will affect her and, that will affect Bharat Maharaj and everything. Now, what happens at last? Kaikeyi will fall in the trap of Mantra. Okay, and Kaikeyi will ask, oh, I didn't realize, my son will not get the recognition he will, and Rama will be like the king and everything. So now what happens? Can you please suggest what I'm supposed to do? That's when Kaikeyi will remind about an incident. She says that, remember once when Dashrath Maharaj took your help, okay, because his chariot wheel was stuck in mud. Okay, Kaikeyi had a very special boon, okay, from a saint, where her left hand is very powerful as a diamond. Okay, it's unbreakable. So what happens is Kaikeyi, she helps Dashrath Maharaj pull that wheel, and she saves Dashrath Maharaj's life in that war. This is a war that happens between demigods and demons, and Indra asks for Dashrath Maharaj's help. Okay, clear? So now what happens is after this, okay, she helps, and Dashrath Maharaj will be like, I'll give you 2 boons, 2 wishes. So at that point, Kaikeyi was like, no, I have everything. Okay, so yeah, I don't want these, but I'll use them in the future. So Mantra reminds Kaikeyi about these 2 wishes. Now Kaikeyi has a perfect plan. Okay, now she's got 2 wishes that she can ask. Okay, and Mantra will also give her a script of how to behave. You know, when you see Dashrath Maharaj, and what are the 2 boons you're supposed to ask. Okay, what was the first boon?
Mataji, to make Bharata the
To
king.
make the Bharat
The king.
and
Very good.
the second one is to
send Rama to
out
exile
of
for
Ayodhya and send
Very
him
good.
to exile.
To send Rama to exile. For how many years?
14 years.
14 years. Now tell me, why 14 years? Why not 12 years, 13 years, 20 years? Or maybe 5 years. Why 14? Why does 14 number come? I mean, it feels like a random number, no? But is there any reason you think 14? Why not more? Why not less? Because I'll tell you. Okay. So now what happens is during the Treta Yuga, okay, if a person ruled a place for 14 years, okay, till they die, that person will be the king of the kingdom. Okay, it is a rule. Like example, you own a piece of land for this amount of time, you will become the owner of the land. Okay. So back in Treta Yuga, anyone who ruled or who has taken over a land for 14 years, okay, the kingdom is theirs, no matter what it is, even if it is a demon also. So Kaikeyi came up with 14 number because after 14 years, okay, even if Rama comes back, okay, he cannot take up the throne. But if he comes back after 10, 12 years, he can still claim the throne back. See, they were so intelligent. They also fixed the time. Kaikeyi doesn't hate Rama, okay, but she is blinded by the love of Bharata, okay, motherly love, and the manipulating words of mantra. Yeah, this is bad association, right? It's not right. Okay, but still, see, it had to be done. Okay, for Ramayana, it had to be done so that Rama will go kill Ravanasura. Okay, this is all destined, and we should not look at them badly. Okay, without mantra, okay, like this whole thing wouldn't have happened. So for Ravana to die, okay, mantra was one of the major reasons. Okay, if mantra didn't do this, Ravanasura would have never died. Right? So more evil onto this world. So we should not think about characters in a wrong way. They all played their part. Okay. But what we can learn is the moral, that you can speak positiveness. But in this situation, it was all destined. Okay. Let us further go. Okay. But before that, I'll ask you a few questions. Okay. What was the name of Kaikeyi's brother?
Yudhajit.
Yudhajit. Good. And Yudhajit took whom to his kingdom?
Bharata.
Bharata and Shatrugna. Okay, good. How many years did Dashrath Maharaj rule before he wanted to retire?
60,000 years.
60,000 years. Very good. 60,000 years. Okay. And he retired and he consulted whom?
Rama.
Ram to be the emperor of the kingdom.
Very good. Okay, very good. Okay. And then what was the nakshatra? Okay, in which nakshatra they decided to perform the coronation?
Pushyami nakshatra.
Pushyami nakshatra. Very good. Any idea of which month it was? Month of Chaitra.
Chaitra.
Chaitra. So it was month of Chaitra in the nakshatra of constellation of Pushyami. Okay, good. And Rama was supposed to be coronated in how many days?
1 day.
1 day.
One day. So next day was the coronation ceremony, right? Good. Now, how did Mantra come to know about this whole situation?
One of Kaushalya's maid servants told her.
They told her, or did she go and ask them?
She went and asked them.
Okay, so what happens is Mantra gets on the rooftop of Kaikeyi's palace, right? So when she gets to the rooftop, she sees the whole city lit up. Okay, that's when she goes and asks one of the maid servants. Okay, now what happens is now Mantra gives specific instructions to Kaikeyi. Okay, she says that see, Dashrath Maharaj likes you a lot. Okay, so what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to go to the slurking chamber. Okay, what is this chamber? There are different chambers in a palace. Okay, a place where the king and queen reside, and a place where they get confrontation and all this. Okay, slurking chamber is when a queen is upset. Okay, she goes there to that particular room. Okay, which means she's upset. This is how the messages were given in the olden times. Okay, so now what happens is she goes to that room. Okay, but now Dashrath Maharaj, after all this, okay, she just had a bad dream, and tomorrow Rama is going to get coronated. He just wanted to go to Kaikeyi. But when he went to the chamber, he didn't see Kaikeyi over there. So he inquires his, the soldiers and everyone over there. So once they inform that, Kaikeyi is in the, slurking chamber. Okay. So what happens? Dashrath Maharaj, he really loves Kaikeyi a lot. Okay. Kaikeyi is his favorite queen. Everyone knows this. So what happens? He runs and he goes there to see Kaikeyi, and Kaikeyi will be, like she'll be on the ground. Okay. She'll be on the ground. All her jewelry is actually out. She's pulled out all her jewelry. She looks like, she has lost everything. She looks so dull. One second, I'll show you a picture. Okay. Can you see this picture? Yeah, so she looks like the most depressed person, all her jewelry, everything, it's all put out. She doesn't look like a queen at all,
She looks like exactly like a maid servant.
Yeah, exactly, because she wants to show, Dashrath Maharaj how upset, she is about this whole situation. Okay.
Yeah.
So she throws everything away and she's just lurking in a corner, and Dashrath Maharaj doesn't know what to do. So he keeps asking her, tell me what has happened. Tell me what has happened, my queen. What is troubling you so much? Did my other wives, like the other queens are there, right? Did they hurt you or something? Tell me what happened. And then Kaikeyi will still remain quiet. Okay, she will not say. After so much of pleading, to Dashrath Maharaj, okay, she finally opens her mouth. Okay, and as soon as she opens her mouth, she asks, "Do you remember, the two kinds of boons that you had given me? You remember?" Dashrath Maharaj says, "Yes, I do remember, and I remember you refusing those two boons also." So then, I'm sorry, who is it? Okay, so then what happens is she reminds him that, you remember, how you gave me two boons. Okay. And he's like, yes. And she will be like, you promise that you will fulfill these boons. Okay. And she will be like, I take all the directions as proof to what Dashrath Maharaj is going to speak. Okay. And you're not going to step out of your word. She takes not double, triple, but she keeps reassuring because she wants 100%, okay, those wishes to be done. Now what happens? Dashrath Maharaj will agree. Okay, this is the picture of mantra. Okay, can you see it?
Yes.
So that is the hunchback. Okay, now what happens is Kaikeyi will start asking the wishes. Okay, the two wishes, right? So she'll be like, I want Rama to be exiled and I want Bharata to be the king. Now at first, okay, Dashrath Maharaj, after listening to what Kaikeyi has said, first, okay, he thinks all of this is imagination. He's like, I'm imagining, all of this. This is not true. And again, he looks at Kaikeyi, she's still upset. So what happens? Dashrath Maharaj faints. He faints on the spot. He again wakes up, sees the situation, and he again faints, and he starts saying Rama, Rama, Rama. Because he loves Lord Rama so much. And first, Dashrath Maharaj is very angry, and he'll start shouting, with terrible words. He'll start saying, what kind of woman are you? How can you send Rama? He doesn't even open his mouth. He's such a nice son, nice king. Every way he's more suitable, than Bharata. How can you say that? And even Bharata wouldn't like, for him to become the king. Even if you ask him, he will refuse. Okay, he will refuse. And, he will only want Rama.
Excuse me, Mataji. Excuse me, Mataji.
Ambika Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Why don't you tell them at what time they gave? He gave the wishes, madam.
Mataji, sorry, at what time he gave the wishes? Who, Mataji? Dashrath Maharaj.
Dasharath Maharaj. To Kaikeyi.
So in the chamber only he gave those wishes, Mataji. So I told you, before what happened, right? They were in a war. Okay, so Dashrath Maharaj was in a war with the demigods. So Indra would have come and asked Dashrath Maharaj, to fight for the demigods. So demigods and asuras will be fighting, and in that war, what happens? Dashrath Maharaj's chariot gets stuck in mud. So what happens? Kaikeyi would actually be accompanying Dashrath Maharaj in this war. Okay, and she had a wish, okay, from a saint, saying that her left hand is very strong, like as strong as a diamond. So with one hand, she'll be easily, she'll be able to, lift the whole, chariot with one hand. Okay, very easily. And she saves Dashrath Maharaj's life. So that's how she gets the 2 boons. But she will not ask for those boons during that time. So clear, Mataji?
Okay, Mataji. For the kids only I'm asking, madam. I know.
Anand, I've already told.
Okay, madam. Thank you.
No. So now what happens is, so we saw, right, how the 2 wishes, and specifically, okay, she will ask that, my second desire is that Rama gets banished to Karanya forest. Okay,
Karanya
forest. Okay, yeah. So Karanya forest. It was very far from Ayodhya. So for 14 years, and she'll also give specific things like, he should wear deer skin, he should have matted hair, and they're not supposed to live any kind of luxurious life. They have to leave the house, with just normal clothes, with no jewelry, nothing. Okay. So this way she asks. Every time she says something, okay, Dashrath Maharaj's heart is getting burnt. Okay, he's feeling so much. Okay, at one point he's scolding her. The second time he's again like, he's begging her, don't do this, don't do this, to your son. You will regret it later. Please, please reconsider what you have said. Okay, you're such a nice person. Again, but she is so determined, okay, Kaikeyi, that she doesn't want to step back from this situation. Okay, she wants her son to become the king. So Dashrath Maharaj will say, you know what, okay, I will make Bharata the king. Okay, but please don't send Rama to one of us. Don't send him to the forest. I beg you. So this conversation keeps going on.
Mataji.
Vishwajit, Hare Krishna. You just joined? Okay, so what happens? This conversation keeps going on and on and on. Okay, so the whole night passes. Both of them are not sleeping. Neither is Kaikeyi sleeping, nor Dashrath Maharaj is sleeping. Okay, after so much all this also, they are not like, coming to a conclusion. So at last Kaikeyi tells one thing. See, you come from the lineage of King Sibbi. You know who King Sibbi is? No, did you hear the story where he gives his own flesh to the hawk to save a pigeon? What happens? A hawk will be trying to eat a pigeon. Okay, so the king will be going through the forest. Okay, to save the pigeon. Okay, the hawk will ask, the pigeon is my food. Okay, but if you take the pigeon away from me, then what will I eat? So King Sibbi will cut his own flesh and give it to the hawk. So he comes from such a great lineage, and you are going back on your promise. You have to grant me these 2 boons. So after saying this, the next morning comes. Vasishta Muni and everyone are standing at the entrance with everything prepared. Okay, Lord Rama is also decorated beautifully with white roses. Okay, he wears a white white lotus garland along with Sita Devi. Both are very well decorated, and they are ready. Okay, the chariot, everything is ready for the coronation. Because early morning, right, coronation. So what happens? Everyone is very suddenly, Vasishta Muni will ask Sumantra to go and call Dashrath Maharaj. Okay, so Sumantra goes and he sees this chamber. It's so weird. Okay, Kaikeyi is dressed like a maid servant, and Dashrath Maharaj's eyes are red. Okay, so what happens? Dashrath Maharaj will tell, can you please go and call Lord Rama? And he will faint again. Okay, because he has not slept the entire night. So Kaikeyi will be like, you please go call Lord Rama. It's very important things that we have to discuss. So what happens? Sumantra goes and he calls Lord Rama. Lord Rama arrives, okay, here in the chariot, and all the people are welcoming Lord Rama. As soon as Lord Rama comes to the thing, Dashrath Maharaj is not speaking. Okay, but Lord Rama is very concerned because his father looks very, very ill. Okay, his eyes are red, his lips are dried, and all of these kind of stuff. Okay. So now what happens? Then he'll start pleading, Kaikeyi, saying that, can you please, tell me what's happening? Why is my father so depressed? Doesn't he want me to become the king? Okay, so you please tell me, Mata, he says. And Kaikeyi will be like, so before I tell you, okay, you have to promise me something. Your father has something to tell you, but he doesn't have the strength. So you have to promise me that whatever I say, you will listen to it and you will agree that you will keep up your father's promise. Okay, then the king will be like, I promise that whatever my father has promised to you, I will fulfill it. So saying so, Kaikeyi will tell the 2 wishes to Lord Rama. Lord Rama simply, he's like, that's it. You just want me to, go to, forest. That's it, right? So I am prepared to go to forest. Don't worry. I will convince dad. I will convince my father. Okay, even if he doesn't agree, I will go to the forest as you wish. Okay, but please treat my father well. Like, look after him because I am his favorite son. Okay, and without me, he will not be able to take it easily. Okay, and I also feel Bharat will make a very good king. So I will keep up my promise. And he gives this promise to Kaikeyi, and Kaikeyi is very happy, okay, because her mission is accomplished, right? Now her son will become the king, and Lord Rama will go to exile for 40 years. Okay. Now coming stories will be like how Lakshmana, okay, decides to join Lord Rama, and how Sita will join him, because they two were not there originally, right? Kaikeyi's wish was only for Rama to go to Vanavas, not for Sita Devi. Okay, so we will see how Kaikeyi will. Today we are supposed to end the session fast because there's another session at 11:55 for Garuda Puran. Okay, so we will just ask some quick questions or some quick recaps. Okay, or if you have any questions, you can ask. Any doubts? All clear? Was it a bit fast, or you understood the story?
We understood the story, Mataji. No problem.
Yeah, you're clear. And tomorrow is Narshama Chaturdasi.
Understood, Mataji.
Very good, Riyansh. So tomorrow is Narshama Chaturdashi. Okay.
Yes.
So tomorrow in Bhagavatam class, we will be discussing the Leela of Narshama. Okay. Prahlad Narshama.
Okay, Mataji.
We'll have a small pop quiz also. Okay, after the class. So all of you be prepared. Okay, on this Leela.
Okay, Mataji.
Any doubts during the sessions, Matajis and kids?
No.
All clear?
Yes.
Very good. Okay.
Mataji,
Nandini Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. No, I just want you to tell to the kids about tomorrow's Narasimha Jayanti.
Yes, Mataji. Tomorrow morning we actually have a class. I was telling them.
Okay, fine.
So in Bhagavatam class, we will have the whole narration for 1 hour and also a quiz. So they will have a special class on this.
Okay, fine, Mataji.
And this is also a very good image. Okay, I just wanted to show you. See how Dashrath Maharaj is very depressed. Can you see?
Yes.
And can you see Kaikeyi? All her jewelry is dropped down. Okay, it's not
Yes,
even.
yes, yes.
Yeah. And who is the Muni in the backside?
Vasishtha Muni.
Yeah, correct. Vashishta Muni. And you can see over here that Lord Rama, Lakshmana, and Sita Devi are leaving. Okay, with what? With no kind of grand clothes, just normal clothes. They're trying to leave. Okay, so this is the Leela we'll see next week. Okay, this is not even in the Sabha. Okay, this actually happens in this lurking chamber only. Right? Okay, because you see all the jewelry, right? Which is fallen down from Kaikeyi. So look at Kaikeyi. She's like, I don't care whatever you say. Okay, I will not come back on my decision. Right? So
Yes.
this shows the arrogance.
Yes, Mataji.
So next week we will look at this. Okay, but tomorrow we will look at Prashima, Chaturdasi story. Okay, with that we will end today's session. Panchakalpatarubhyasya Kripasindubhya Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnavendra ki Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Ramayanam Granth ki
Jai.
all glories to us. Hare Krishna. I'll see all the kids tomorrow.
Hare Bol kids.
Krishna
Hare
Mataji.
Bol.
Mataji, thank you. Dandavat pranam.
Hare Bol kids. Haribol.
Haribol, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna,
Kids
Mataji.
are very interesting. Kids are very interesting. Haribol Mataji.
Thank you, Ambika Mataji. Thank you, Ranjini.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Riyansh. Yes, Vanshi, Mataji, you had something to say? Yes, Mataji.
We are having a class tomorrow morning also at what time?
At the same timing, Mataji, that Bhagavatam class is there, right, for kids. That stories from Bhagavatam, 10 to 11.
10 to 11, same time.
Same time. We have Nashima Chaturdashi, a small quiz also. Okay,
Okay,
so
ma'am.
for that.
Okay, thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.